Every lantern holds a story. Tonight, one will shine. Every morning, Busan moved exactly the same. So did I, until one morning, I noticed something above a stranger's head. It wasn't a ghost. It wasn't alive. But it was watching her. I looked again. It was gone. So I blamed my imagination. The next day, I saw another one, a different person, a different shadow. Then there were 3. Not everyone, only some people. I started writing them down, faces, shadows, dates. I thought there had to be a pattern. I just hadn't found it yet. Then she appeared again, but this time the shadow was gone. That was the day I stopped asking what those shadows were. I started asking why they disappeared. I expected to find another selfish man. Instead, I found someone who spent every day saving strangers, yet his future looked unbearably lonely. Every life he touched was another family saved, but every siren carried him farther from his own. Then I discovered the reason. The people he loved were always waiting. Sometimes, fate doesn't test us with evil. It tests us by forcing us to choose between 2 people we cannot abandon. That was the first time I saw a future hesitate, not because of fate, but because of a single choice. He had rescued another life, but somewhere, a little girl was still waiting for the only person she wanted to see. Then, for the first time, he chose not between right and wrong, but between duty and love. No miracle happened, no destiny changed overnight. One promise was finally kept. The future had not disappeared. It had simply become someone else. That was when I learned not every future waits to be changed. Some are already running out of time. 3 weeks later, I believed I understood the rules. Then I met someone whose future was already beginning to break. Success can hide many things. Sometimes, even the people closest to us stop questioning it. It wasn't money that frightened me. It was how easily a person could stop seeing another human being. The first warning wasn't the homeless man. It wasn't the rain. It was the family he kept choosing not to answer. I finally understood. Evil rarely begins with cruelty. It begins the moment compassion becomes inconvenient. Every future carried a different warning. Hers carried a house key. Her mother gave away the only home she had, without asking for anything in return. Days later, she waited, not for medicine, just for her daughter. For one moment, I thought she had chosen her mother. Every footstep sounded like hope. Every door opened for someone else. Some futures don't arrive suddenly. They are built one decision at a time. I couldn't change what she believed, could always wait until tomorrow. That was the night I learned some futures don't need permission to come true. After that girl, everything changed. It wasn't the people. There were simply more futures than before. Every face carried another life above it. Every step felt heavier than the last. I thought exhaustion was making me imagine things, but something else had already begun watching me. Until then, I believed they were only reflections. But now, the futures had begun moving, on their own. Then, I stopped knowing which people were real, and which ones belonged to tomorrow. She entered, as if she had always belonged there. Yet she was the only person carrying no future at all. They weren't watching me anymore. Every future every possibility, was looking at her. She looked at me as if she'd been expecting me. Not surprised, not curious, just certain. The people never moved, but their futures did. They opened a path only she could walk. That was the moment I stopped believing. I had discovered a mystery. I realized I had stepped inside one. I thought she had changed the rules. Then I realized the rules had changed before she ever appeared. I never rewrote my notes, yet every page remembered something I had never seen before. That was the night I stopped searching above people, because something had quietly begun walking behind them. The train left, but the future stayed behind. For the first time, they chose different destinations. It wasn't following him anymore. It was walking toward me. For a single heartbeat, the shadow became someone I already knew. I wasn't writing anymore. Someone had already started writing for me. I believed it was finally over. I couldn't have been more wrong. For the first time, the world looked normal again. I thought whatever had chosen me had finally gone. Then someone else looked exactly where I used to look. She wasn't looking at me. She was looking above me. The little girl never looked at me. Her eyes were fixed above my head. Mom, why is there a person above that man's head? What are you talking about? There's no one there. I had spent weeks watching everyone else's future. I never asked who was watching mine.